Hello and welcome to the Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen. I'm Matt Mercer, instructor for the Pathfinder School and the founder of the Black Hat Bushcraft channel right here on YouTube. And I am so excited this morning to be out here to get started on Season 2, Episode 1 of Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen. You guys have been asking for it. I've had so many requests, and so today we get started. And of course, with me being out to film Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen, that means I'm cooking up a subscriber submitted recipe, which means one of you guys out there are going to be winning some free Pathfinder outdoor cooking gear. But before we get to today's recipe, I've come out this morning. I've brought all my amenities with me to cook up a delicious meal. I've also brought the fishing poles. I'm going to do some fishing, work up an appetite, and then we're going to cook up a delicious breakfast recipe. Stick with me. All right, so I've been doing a little bit of fishing, and with this cold front coming in and all this wind blowing through, I think the fish lost their appetite, but I have definitely not lost mine, and I am definitely ready to get started cooking up a delicious breakfast. And with that, of course, we're going to announce our recipe and our winner for episode 1. So without further ado, today's recipe is for a delicious breakfast skillet. It has a lot of ingredients in it, and it's going to be a great meal. I'm looking forward to preparing it. And of course, today's winner is Terry Faulkner. Congratulations, Terry. And we appreciate you sending in your favorite recipe for a breakfast skillet. I'm looking forward to this one. And of course, for you, you'll be receiving a care package from Reliance Outfitters with all of the Pathfinder stainless cooking gear that I used to prepare your recipe today. So without further ado, let's get started cooking right now. Alright, so today's recipe is a little bit ingredient heavy. We have quite a few things that we're going to put in this breakfast skillet. To get started, we're going to actually cook up some russet potatoes to make some hash browns. And anytime you're going out and you have a cooler and you have the luxury of doing this, it's good to pre-prep your food. And so in this case, I went ahead and peeled potatoes, diced these up, and I have them in a Ziploc bag in the cooler. So we're going to fry those up in our stainless skillet. Also, I have some peppers. We're going to do these diced up as well. There's green, orange, and yellow. These are left over from our family salad the other night. We have mushrooms, some cherry tomatoes, and we also have breakfast patty style sausage, which will crumble up. I have a little bit of a link of country sausage and some ham steak, which will also dice up. So we got a little bit of food prep. Of course, we're going to cook up some eggs. We're going to have fresh grated cheese, lots of butter, and it's going to be glorious. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on some food prep. We'll lay these peppers out here. And I probably won't need all of this. And just dice this stuff up. And of course, with Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen, we got to have samples. And of course, I don't want to hurt the yellow's feeling either. That yellow one tastes good. It's interesting how each color pepper has a different flavor subtly, which is good. That way we can get a complex mixture here. All right, and just to be fair, I think the yellow's the best. All right, so let's chop up these mushrooms. Of course, with any of these recipes, you can always add or subtract ingredients as you see fit based on your taste. To me, that's one of the signatures of a good recipe, is the ability to adapt it to your personal tastes and likings. So I know some people won't like mushrooms, so according to your taste. This also calls for onions, and I'm omitting the onions myself. Just felt like I had enough stuff here and didn't want to add more. So very colorful assortment of stuff, which I like. I've always heard it's good to eat the rainbow, right? Different vitamins and minerals and all the stuff that'll help us grow up to be strong, healthy woodsmen. All right, that's beautiful. It's going to make for a wonderful skillet, especially when we add in all that delicious meat. So I've just gone ahead and bagged up all our veggies here in a Ziploc bag. I'll put them back in the cooler and we'll get them out when we're ready to cook them. All right, so let's go ahead and dice up this ham as well. And I'm gonna try to cut this stuff up into smaller cubes, which will help cook time. What's the nice thing about all of the stuff that we're using is it'll cook up fairly quick. As you can see, I diced up those potatoes really fine. I'm cutting up the veggies pretty fine. And then I'm gonna slice up this ham just the same into small little cubes. And I probably have more than I need, but it's always good to have more than you need, right? And we have one more thing to cut up, and that is this piece of country sausage. I'm gonna cut it 4 ways here, and then we'll just cut it up real fine as well. I love this stuff. Our family uses this in a lot of recipes, and it just always adds good flavor. It's got that smoky flavor to it. It's a lot of food for one guy, isn't it? I wish you guys were here to enjoy it with me. And of course, with this stuff, we get to have another sample. Whew. Making me hungry. All right, so when we mix in our breakfast sausage and those eggs, we're gonna have a protein-packed breakfast. I can't wait. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is cook up our hash browns, and we're gonna be using the 8-inch stainless skillet for that. I'm just gonna put some oil in the pan, and we're gonna fry these hash browns up in that oil. All right, so I've given this skillet just a minute to heat up, and I threw a tester in there, and as you can see, that's frying. So we're gonna go ahead and add some of these potatoes in. All right, guys, those hash browns are looking pretty good to me. I'd be ready to eat them things right now. So we're gonna set those aside, let them cool off, and we'll start working on the rest of our ingredients. By the way, do you have a favorite recipe that you like to prepare when you're recreating in the great outdoors or spending time in camp? If so, go ahead and submit that recipe to the email address listed down below, and that'll get you entered into our data bank of recipes that I pull from each time I come out to film a new episode of Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen. And if you submit your recipe, you never know, you just may be the next winner for a care package coming to you from Reliance Outfitter. So go ahead, don't wait, submit that recipe down below. All right, so at this point, I'm gonna get out my 10-inch skillet, and we're gonna cook up some eggs. So I'm gonna do a couple eggs, and then I'll put them in with the potatoes in the other skillet. And then we'll cook up our veggies and our meat, and we'll be ready to put everything together. I'm gonna put ample butter in this pan. All right, let's see what a mess I can make out of these eggs. A little piece of shell. Y'all just pretend like you didn't see that. I'm trying to balance this windbreak and flip the eggs with one hand, so that's all right. They don't have to be perfect to be delicious, right? All right, so those eggs are looking pretty good to me. I'm gonna pull those out, and we're just gonna lay them here on our potatoes. And then we're just gonna take the top to that skillet and put that up. On to the next step. All right, so I've got my skillet cleaned back out, and we're ready to start cooking the meat up. So I'm gonna just throw a little bit of butter in this pan. Always got to put a little butter in the pan, right? I'm gonna put some of this sausage in here. I'm not gonna put all of this in here. It's really more than I think I need. And we're gonna cook this sausage for a few minutes because this one is raw, whereas the other stuff, the ham and the country sausage, is kind of pre-cooked. So we'll just brown this up first. And then after a minute, we'll add in the other stuff. All right, so let's take a look. Oh yeah, it's looking so good. Man, that smells good. I wish you guys could smell that. So we'll go ahead and add in now our other meats. We got that ham steak, that country sausage. Good gracious, that's a lot of food. I wish you guys could smell that meat trio, man. Oh, man, that breakfast sausage and that smoky ham, country sausage. That smells some kind of good. All right, let's see how that stuff's coming along. That's looking really good. I'd say it's time to add these veggies in too, because I want that pepper to get soft. What the heck? We'll put it all in there. That's what I brought it for, right? Isn't that pretty? Wow. Look at that. It's beautiful. All right, let that steam a minute. So I have just a little block of cheese, and we're gonna grate that up because you never wanna use bagged cheese. That stuff is just not good compared to fresh grated cheese. I want you to look at that. That's gonna make so much flavor in this meal. So much better than that dried up stuff you get in the bag. Always grate it fresh when you can. This looks like something I might have to sample as well. I reckon that might be enough cheese for one person. And of course, sample time. Man, I'm hungry. All right, guys, so let's check on this one more time. Oh man, that stuff is gorgeous. Wow. Look at that. Man, if you could smell it, if you could smell it. That is some delicious looking stuff. I think it's ready. And so I think what we'll do is combine together our potatoes and eggs. We'll top it with some cheese. Here's our eggs. I'll take these potatoes here, throw them back in the skillet. I drained the oil out of those while I go, just a little bit. All right, set our eggs over here on the side. Put this stuff on top. Kind of mix it all back in. Throw our eggs up here. Top it with some cheese. Don't want to put too much cheese. What's too much cheese? So there is one more thing we need to do. We gotta have coffee with breakfast. So I've set my skillet aside to cool off just a little bit. We'll get some water on, mix us up some Copico, and it'll be time to eat. I guess it's true what they always say. A watched pot never boils. There we go. Well, it ain't homebrew, but for instant coffee, that's about as good as it gets. All right, so for those of you who are familiar with Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen, you know what it's time for. Oh yeah, it's the official meal reveal. Oh yeah, look at all that sausage and ham, those delicious potatoes, eggs cooked to perfection, all that melty cheese and veggies. So many ingredients, I can't even remember them all. Topped off with a delicious hot cup of coffee right here on the lake shore. Man, this is gonna be a meal worth enjoying. And I appreciate you, Terry, once again for submitting this recipe. It's definitely a do-againer. All right, so after all of the time cooking and prepping this meal, I'm definitely ready to eat. But anytime I get to enjoy a delicious meal like this in the great outdoors, I like to take just a minute to give thanks. All right, let's eat. The problem with this meal is there's so many different ingredients, I don't know what I want to taste first. Man, that is some kind of good. And if you guys have watched me before, you know I don't like to brag on my own cooking. But sometimes you just can't help it. I definitely wouldn't want to lie to you. Man, that is some kind of fabulous. It has so many different flavors going on with the different types of meat, potatoes. I've been trying to eat low carb lately, so I'm cheating with these potatoes. And that might make them taste all the better because I'm not used to eating that lately, but everything's perfect. The vegetables are nice and soft. The potatoes are cooked through well. And here I go once again, doing two things that my mama always taught me not to do. Talking with my mouth full and eating without offering you guys some. So, as always, here you go, guys. Take a nice bite. Some of that sausage and peppers, some egg there, melty cheese. I know you want it. I sure wish I could share it with you. I sure got plenty. I never eat all this in one sitting. I'll definitely eat it all. I just won't all be in one sitting. Well, I've had a lot of good recipes over these different episodes that I filmed. They've all been good. Some have been better than others. Now, sometimes there are certain ones where I'm just like, hey, I'm definitely going to do that again. This is definitely a do again. And I would choose the ingredients to be exactly as I did on this one. With the veggies, the different colored peppers, and the different types of meat. It's just, man, it comes together really well. Well, I'm not going to keep torturing you guys eating all this food in front of you, but I have to tell you, this is a delicious recipe, and I really hope you guys will get a chance to go out and prepare this one, give it a try. Whether it's on a campfire or on a camp stove, there's so many different ways that you can get out into the outdoors and enjoy cooking. And that's what I love about the Pathfinder gear line, is it's great for bushcrafting when I'm in the woods, bare minimal, cooking on a fire. And it's great for a situation like today where I've got the kitchen table and everything else to go with it, which is really fun. It's nice when you have conveyance, the back of the truck or an ATV or something like that, and you can just carry everything and just cook up a grand meal and enjoy the fresh air and beautiful lake behind me. It's just, this is really nice. It's a change of pace for me, and I really enjoy doing this, and I'll probably do it again sometime soon. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope y'all are excited about season 2 of Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen. I know I am. It means I'm going to be outdoors. I'm going to be cooking some good food. And my other favorite thing about Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchens is a chance for us to give back to you guys who watch us and support us. So get those recipes submitted down below to that email address, and hopefully you will be the recipient of a care package from Reliance Outfitters with all of the cooking gear that I'm using while I'm out here enjoying this good food. So I hope you guys are doing well. I look forward to talking to you on the next episode again very soon. Until that one, y'all take care and be safe. Well, now that the episode's over, I guess I gotta pack all this stuff up, load up the truck. You know, I don't really want to do that. I think I'll just go fishing instead.